May I ask why you're eating chocolate spread?
Why not?
You're just going to be doing that throughout the room.
No, just I'll finish a spoonful. Simba.
Dragon Ball Super Broly is the latest Dragon Ball movie set in the Dragon Ball Super universe and is a reimagining or retelling of the story of Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. There has been 3 movies around Broly before.
Can I just add, this is the only one where he's officially canon now.
Officially, yeah.
He is officially canon now.
Not canon.
He's officially canon now.
So yeah, this has been said now. Dragon Ball Super Broly is actually canon to the Dragon Ball Super series, and I have to say, I was not disappointed with this movie in any way, shape or form.
Hands down, I was jizzing myself throughout that entire film.
We had a lot of expectations from it. You and me are big Dragon Ball fans.
Oh, God,
and,
yeah.
Although you've watched all of Super, I haven't. You've watched all the Japanese dub. I'm watching the English dub now.
Josh has a problem with the... Well, he personally...
I have a problem with the woman who voices Goku. It doesn't sound right. Like, Sean Shamal, man. You can't beat
I do agree that Sean Shamal is a lot better, but I understand. But I'm all right with watching the Japanese one. I do prefer the English dub. There's a lot of animes where I prefer the Japanese dub, but I prefer Dragon Ball is one of my ones where I prefer the English. But I also prefer Japanese Frieza sometimes. In some scenes, I prefer Japanese Frieza
with some things, and I do really like Japanese Vegeta. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I just genuinely can't deal with the squeaking of Goku. I just can't, and I'm sorry to Dragon Ball fans out there. I just genuinely can't. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't.
It's fake. Anyway, we're going off topic.
We are. It's always fucking
right.
happens.
We'll rein it back. Josh, go.
We want you.
Oh shit, yeah. Dragon Ball Super. I've watched all of it. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything because Josh hasn't watched it, and Josh
I've
wanted
watched
to.
It. I just not watched
No,
it.
I mean you haven't watched it completely. That's what I mean.
No, yeah.
So, 2 things I'm going to get out of the way. I'm not going to do anything spoiler when I talk about Dragon Ball Super because there is going to be people who are waiting like Josh for the English dub. That's completely fine. If you have watched the Japanese dub, can I just say? That end bit is fucking sick. You know who you are. Smash that like button.
Stop it. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm telling people to smash that like button if you've seen the end of Dragon Ball Super.
But what about people who haven't?
Smash that like button if you haven't seen the end of Dragon Ball Super.
For everyone,
and if you've seen
that like button.
And if you've seen Dragon Ball Super and watched the film, subscribe. And if you've only watched one of them, also subscribe, and if you've watched both, subscribe to my channel too. I think one good thing for people like Josh who haven't seen Dragon Ball Super is that it does have a few little things that it'll mention a few little things that if you've watched the full series, you'll look at it and go, I know where this is left off. But if you haven't, it doesn't spoil it. No, as long as you've seen at least half of Dragon Ball Super, there's nothing really spoilt for you.
As you said, it just mentions the tournament that they just obviously ended on in Dragon Ball Super.
But everyone heard about the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, they didn't specifically say what had happened there, what had gone down or anything like that, so none of that had been spoiled for me. The only thing that had been spoiled is obviously, and it is going to be a little tiny itty bitty spoiler, but he is in the trailer. Frieza is back. I haven't seen Super, but you've told me that he does get wished back by Goku.
And there's I
don't know the reason why.
Spoiler free. Spoiler free. There are complications that lead him to be wished back, but as you notice in the film, he doesn't have a hate. Well, it's difficult without saying spoilers. Essentially, apart from the fact that Josh didn't know that Frieza was back, which I'm surprised you didn't watch that far because you knew about Golden Frieza. I
knew Golden Frieza was in Super from there, but I didn't know he'd come back.
Which is fair. It's complicated because you haven't seen it all.
I know.
Yeah, apart from that, so as long as you've seen past Golden Frieza when he's first released, then it doesn't really spoil much, and that's good, because I was sat in the audience watching the screen going, I know everything that happened to Dragon Ball Super. I thought it was fucking dope. Do you know what I'm waiting for? Broly. Do you want to know why? Because them three fighting. But I liked... Oh, I'm trying to say... It's so spoiler-ridden! Fuck! There was just so much that... If you've watched all of Dragon Ball Super, it delivers so much without even really spoiling anything for people who haven't watched all of Dragon Ball Super. The only thing about this, and it's shown in the trailer so I can say it, that isn't canon to Dragon Ball Super is that Vegeta never in Dragon Ball Super attains Super Saiyan God. But somehow he's got it in this film. It's canon, so he has got it now, which I think, and I came up with the theory that he is, because he's Vegeta, he just screamed so much and cried so often, like those ad-lib ones of him crying like a baby. I think he was that angry and that frustrated that Goku had got it, that he got it just by sheer fucking ego. I like how little it spoils, but how much it relates to the Super universe. Like, all the characters have still got motives and still reacting how they would after the end of Dragon Ball Super, but they're not spoiling anything of Dragon Ball Super. I like that the characters are sticking true to what the series was, but not spoiling it for people like you.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I appreciate. Continuing on from there, the opening of the movie focuses on Broly, Vegeta and Goku's birth, essentially. And actually, I've always seen bits of that in the non-canon films, and even every now and then just a glimpse of it in the series, but it was focused on a lot in this movie, and I actually really loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
It was the best. I think this is the best iteration of their origin story, because it basically says that they're all born at pretty much the same time, which I think is it's cliche, but it's done in a dope way. The trailer showed it really well, and I think the snippets kind of painted a lot, but I think you kind of understand the Saiyans a lot as a race.
Yeah, it definitely fleshed out the Saiyans a lot more than other things have done previously, which I thought was really well done. The creator obviously is the original creator of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super and all that, so he obviously has a lot of love for these characters, and in doing so, he's brought that respect over to this film. And I think that's what I love the most about this movie. It's done with such care, and the animation style as well is absolutely gorgeous. It looks absolutely stunning.
The fight scenes. Now, I've said this to you, that I think the animation in Dragon Ball Super is the best.
It is, it's gorgeous, the animation. When I saw Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, you can tell that they upped the animation style and the quality of the animation style.
But I think for pure fights alone, pure fights, as an animation as a whole, I think my favourite animation is still Dragon Ball Super, including the film, is just Dragon Ball Super's thing.
Yeah.
But for pure fight scenes alone, the art style they used for this film is the best I've ever seen in any anime possible.
I have to agree. Maybe not every anime possible. There's
That's
a lot
just
of
my
animes I
personal
haven't
opinion.
seen. But honestly, it was absolutely gorgeous to see on screen. It was, the colours were so bright, vivid. You were constantly just
jizzing.
Yeah, that you were sucked into this battle. You were genuinely engrossed into what was happening. And not only does it, like a lot of the times in the movies, it's always been Goku has a go and then Vegeta has a go. They both do it one at a time. There's a moment in this movie where they both realise, fuck, we're gonna have to do this together, and just try and lay waste to Broly, and it is just epic.
Can I just say one thing about Broly, which I really loved? The character, not the film. Which I loved the film. I loved how they didn't just make... I mean, obviously, they followed the whole backstory of Broly, but I think they really paid respect to the original material, and Broly's character was done to make him the least unrooted for bad guy on the planet.
He wasn't a generic bad guy. In the original movie, again, the non-canon movie, he was brought in to have this hatred for Goku, and he was purely after Goku, so he was a generic bad guy. Don't get me wrong, the first Legendary Super Saiyan movie was good, the other two were a bit naff. He was just generally a generic bad guy. This Broly, they fleshed out so well that he could be considered a misunderstood bad guy in that sort of sense. He was a child who was abandoned on a planet, essentially, and grew up with no human interaction or even sane interaction. The only interaction he had was with his father.
Who's a prick.
Who's a very controlling person. He wanted his son to be a warrior. And in that, it forced him to fight. And you see that struggle in him sometimes, but admittedly, That's one of the issues I had, without going full spoilery. When it gets to the actual fight between him and Broly just kind of goes straight into it. He doesn't hesitate, he doesn't think twice. He even gets angry before any mention of fighting even commences. So although they set him up to be more innocent-minded in this, there was a moment where he just stood on the planet and he just started getting really pissed off, and I was like, okay, I know obviously he's going to fight them anyway, but they could have done it a little bit better in my opinion.
I think because the fight takes a majority of the film, which is what we wanted anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We wanted this big massive fight, and we got a big massive fight. However, I felt just shaving 30 seconds to a minute off of the fight to have Vegeta say something at the very least, that because it's going to be Vegeta, but at the very least make Vegeta say something that would piss off him or the dad to then piss him off.
Yeah.
Because although the dad is, I mean, Josh has been very nice with it. The dad's a cock, essentially. The way that you build the relationship with Broly and his dad is really weird, because the scenes of just Broly, you root for Broly, but then you see Broly fighting and you're like, God, Broly's such a good character, but I want Broly to do well, but at the same time, there's Goku, Vegeta, they're my boys. Which, can I just say, it's in the trailer, so I can say it. Gogeta. Gogeta is fucking cool, and the setup scene. The
setup scene was hilarious. What's one thing I was about to bring up? The comedy in this movie as well hasn't been lost at all.
It was so good.
See, the creator does a really good job of blending a lot of the action and the high intensity action, and even some of the drama that the Dragon Ball series has had in the past, with genuinely good comedy. Like, it is genuinely funny, a lot of the moments that happen in this film.
There's a really good moment where it kind of, in a weird but really smooth way, compares Frieza and Bulma.
Yes, yes, it kind of does, and I loved that in every sense of my being.
I loved the fact that even Dragon Ball went, right, so Bulma's fucking crazy. Frieza's fucking crazy. They both have really round heads. They're both really short. They look exactly the same. Bulma is Frieza.
Essentially.
Hashtag
Bulma is
Breezer.
Breezer.
Hashtag Breezer.
Ship that Breezer.
I'd ship that shit. Imagine Vegeta coming home and fucking like Mr. fucking Whitetail over there with fucking his purple dome inside of his fucking missus.
What the fuck? That is being cut out immediately. What the fuck was that?
Hashtag Breezer. But no, the comedy was really good. I think that was my favourite bit in terms of comedy. That and, what was it now? There was one line said. It was so stupid. It was not meant to be humorous. It was Piccolo was slightly underused in this film.
I feel Piccolo appears in it for a little bit. However, I liked that this movie focused on just a couple of characters.
I liked that it had minimal characters.
It's such a Broly's such a powerful villain that it needs to be Vegeta and Goku who should really be the only ones anywhere near him. So having the other characters there, I feel that would have been a bit of a distraction. Not only that, I feel like they would have used those characters maybe just to beat down on them, and it's typical sort of Dragon Ball stuff. They get beaten down on and then Goku and Vegeta save the day, that sort of stuff. So I am happy that it focused more on that.
I'm happy that Piccolo wasn't in the fight, because Piccolo was used more as a side, like, I'll help you with finding out the way to beat Broly. But I feel like there could have been 5 more minutes max.
Just for Piccolo?
Just for Piccolo.
Maybe,
because the setup scene for Gogeta, Piccolo was unintentionally fucking hilarious.
I don't think it was unintentional at all. I think it was genuinely intentional.
No, but there was
Piccolo the character was unintentionally hilarious. Yeah. The way it was written was clearly meant to be
but
hilarious.
It's the voice acting was like he was not made to, like the angles was fuck.
It's literally amazing.
It's like his voice acting is so underrated in this world, and they deserve so much props, because the voice acting in this film is fucking incredible.
No, I can agree with that. The score for this movie, Dragon Ball's always been known for its score. A lot of the time it's been very epic, very grandiose. This movie was no different. Very enjoyable score. A few moments here and there where I thought maybe a bit too much, but I really enjoyed it for what it was.
Main thing I liked about the score was it did of Deadpool 2, where every once in a while you could hear them. For example, there was when Broly was getting over the hand, you'd hear the words go Broly throughout the entire section of that score. And then when Goku was winning, it'd start talking about Goku. If Vegeta was doing well, it was doing about Vegeta. When Gogeta was kicking ass, it was talking about Gogeta. When Frieza was getting his ass kicked, it was like it.
See, personally, that got on my nerves a little bit. I understand why it was there, but I was like, I didn't really like the actual score itself. The instrumental score was fantastic, but the actual lyrical part of it, where we're just saying "Go Broly, go Goku, go Vegeta," it's different for you. Obviously, you seem to enjoy it. I personally just didn't like it that much.
I liked it because I only listened to it when I paid attention to it, if you get what I mean. I could only hear the words when I think that's the difference between me and you. I can shut off with some words and stuff a little bit more than you. So when I was hearing go Vegeta, go Broly, I'd be like, right, I heard that, and then I could just block it out and it'd mix with the music.
Yeah, I couldn't block it out. I kept hearing it constantly, and although it wasn't overdone or in any way, I kept wondering why it was really there. Another tiny itty bitty issue I have with this movie is just
is it what I think it is?
I think it might be the over-sexualized green alien in this movie.
Fucking curveball of the century, boys.
Like, it felt slightly awkward with the way they were shooting her particular scenes.
I genuinely felt like Dragon Ball was trying to make me get sexually appealed by a green drawing.
Granted, when we were younger, a lot of kids had that attraction to Bulma, but I feel like the way they did this, I made it so blatantly obvious that it felt kind of awkward. And don't get me wrong, the character was good. I enjoyed her character.
Her character wasn't useless. It was just, for an anime, it was very overly sexual. I feel like
for an anime of Dragon Ball, it's very overly sexual. If you watch other anime, it can be very tame.
I think this was like, you may be thinking, oh, these guys are just old and they want to watch real women instead of drawings. I will tell you, no, I will tell you this now. If that drawing was a real woman, Jesus Christ, people would be drooling. It was
the arch on the back, wasn't it? I mean,
she had some mean fucking arch. If that was a real woman, like if it was a live action.
What the fuck? That is fucking
She had some extreme, like normally you have about like that. Hers was like full, like the dip. Like you'd be like, it was literally kind of like watching a soft hentai. Andy, our friend Andy, would fucking
absolutely love that
character.
Moment. Yes, he would.
No, but if that green character, that green woman, was
a live action character,
the Thriller. I think it's Thriller or something. Her name is?
I can't remember her name.
I think it's Thriller. I just knew her as Green Boob Lady. Literally, every time it go Thriller, I'm like, filler, because that's what it made me feel like they were trying to do. It's like they were trying to fill the screen. Like, there's a whole thing where they're on about the armour, and she just kind of starts moving around and shows her, like, fucking, well, obviously she doesn't show it, but she shows, like, a cleavage, and it's like, I'm pretty sure they forget the audience with this section, but I do feel like if, like I said, if that was a real woman, every single dude would be drooling if they cast it right, because the way that they fucking drew that, if they were making that a real woman, every man would be wanting that woman.
100%.
But it's a drawing, and it's slightly weird.
Now, while I had a problem with the over-sexualised versions of her, like the shots of her especially, the character herself was really, really good, and the connection she had with Broly, I'm actually intrigued to see more of.
It's kind of like they were trying to set up a love interest.
Which they did in a way. I don't think a love interest necessarily.
With the way that they were over-sexualising.
Oh, the way they were over-sexualising, yeah, definitely. I'm hoping if they do anything else, that they don't go down that line, because no thank you. Don't spit it out. You fucking swallow. Wait, she fucking swallows too.
I was just about to say that as soon as I swallowed. Irony!
Great minds think alike.
I don't think great minds is the word I'd use.
No, I don't think it is. Another thing this movie did really well is it set up the universe for future installments, and I don't know whether they're going to do another series of Dragon Ball Super or if they're just going to continue going through the movies, but I am very excited to see where they take these characters next. I absolutely love this movie, I'm not going to lie.
This movie is... it sits where kind of Into the Spider-Verse is from last year.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse. Fantastic movie. I'm sorry I didn't get to review that, guys. I do apologise.
Into the Spider-Verse is in my top 3 of 2018. I feel like unless some films do really, really well, this is definitely my top 5. It's got to be in my top 5.
Of 2019?
Of 2019. So basically 2019 needs to step its fucking game up.
I mean, we're only in the start of the year.
Yeah,
we've still got a summer movie season to come out yet.
But I know this film's gonna be in my top 5. Definitely top 10, but it's 100%. It's always gonna stay in my top 10. But I feel confident with this film being in my top 5.
I feel like
I know which films will possibly take it out.
I'd very much like it to be in my top 5, if not at least my top 10.
I think the genres of films for you is wider than mine, which is why it'd be higher for me.
Yeah. Overall, Dragon Ball Super Broly, fantastic movie.
Absolute jizz fest.
The only unfortunate thing is it had a very limited release in the UK. For Cineworld that I go to, it was only on Friday and Sunday. Literally just those 2 days. We managed to see it on Sunday, the last day that it was on. I don't know if it's going to be anywhere else in the UK until then. If it is, and you do get the chance to see it, please do. I highly recommend it. Anime is really, really underrated in the UK. We need to get a lot more of it. Hopefully if this movie does well, we'll get some more like it. Other than that, love the movie. A few issues here and there for me, just only small ones though. It didn't distract me from my overall enjoyment of the film. For all those reasons, I'm going to give Dragon Ball Super Broly 4 stars.
I am going to also give it 4 stars. Because this film is fucking banging, like they were trying to make people feel about that green lady.
Just a little bit. Does this one have one of your first, which I'm presuming it will do, Lima stamp for approval?
You know what? I'm going to have to get right up close to the camera for this one. Lima stamp of approval!
So, Dragon Ball Super Broly, have you guys seen it yet? What do you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks to the Lima for joining me in this video.
Yeah,
always a pleasure to have you, Jack.
It's because you stuck with me.
Fucking Jesus.
That and I watched the film with you.
You did, yeah. We were both very excited.
Oh, God, yeah.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.
Bye-bye.